And now's the time when things are shifting. There's gonna be a new world order out there. And we gotta lead it.
True international depression.
You are fake news.
I am not suicidal.
We'll circle back with you directly. If I can circle back, I'll circle back with you. Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Hello and welcome to episode 297 of the freshly shaven Jeffrey and Brian show. I'm Jeffrey.
I'm Brian, and I shave at least twice a week.
At least twice a week. All right. Not like being back in the Navy, man. I used to. Oh, remember boot camp? You'd shave, and they're like, "It's not good enough." They'd send you in to shave again. Like,
Yeah.
After the third time, your face is a bloody mess, and you're like, seriously, I'm ripping skin off now. I don't know what you want me to do."
In the new Navy now, you can get a no shave shit with pretty much any excuse.
Yeah, white dudes can get no shave shits now.
Yeah, that wasn't a thing when I was in the Navy. No white guys ever got no shave shits.
Well, only on deployment you were able to buy them.
Well,
sometimes.
yeah, I did that at every deployment I went on. I paid the money to not have to shave, but on the regular now, everybody is eligible for a no shave shit.
Yeah, I remember my DCC damage control chief, my LPO, was like, "You guys can buy no shave shits. I'm not gonna stop you." He's like, "But if your gas mask, your respirator, your FFE stuff does not make a seal, that is not our problem. We will step over you to go fight the fire."
Right.
I'm like, "Oh, okay." We will get into Navy fires tonight too.
Yes, we will. I put that article in there just for you. So
twice actually.
Well, yeah, because it was a follow-up to the first one.
Yes.
It had more details.
It did. I noticed that actually. That's why I bothered to put it in a second time. Usually, if both of us share an article, I just throw the second one out.
I know.
Or the
one
we
did that a couple of times this week when I was looking through there. It's like, I beat him on this one.
More than once, I've shared the same article twice. I was like, did I share this or not? And I'm like, I'll put it in just to make sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, back to the NFL. Not only are they bringing in dude cheerleaders, and not the kind you would expect in terms of cheerleaders, like the gymnasts that are doing the rings and all that stuff, but the dudes doing the girly dancey stuff, which, let's be real, none of us watch the cheerleaders at a football game.
The only time you ever see them is if you're actually at the game. I mean, they don't put them on TV.
Or maybe for a flash before the commercial, right?
Right.
And NFL knows that their fans are not going to stop watching football over this. They know it.
Yeah.
So, it's not like Bud Light where I can just get a different beer, it's like I can't just watch the what's the other football? Oh, XFL's gone, isn't it?
It's the USFL now, but they're saying that might be gone now too. So the one that plays right after, after the NFL in the spring league.
Oh, okay. Well, now they're going back to stenciling messages in the end zone.
They did that last year too. I think they did the year before, and some of the messages I don't care about, and then others are like, why? Why? It's stupid.
Well, end racism, stop hate, choose love, or inspire change.
They're not doing Black Lives Matter anymore.
No, but it takes all of us as another option. And I guess there's going to be like a vote. If you're going to have a vote, how about you let people put in their own stuff to vote for? Because I bet whatever ends up in the end zone would be hilarious. It'll be like stop woke or something. Like for real, in the end zone, why don't you just put like the team in the end zone like they've always done?
What we used to do. That's what used to be there.
Yeah, and it was, it was pretty cool, I thought, and Thursday night, I watched the Thursday night football game this week, the preseason. So let's be real, they're probably not playing all of the best athletes,
Detroit Lions haven't played. The only starter they played all preseason so far is the kicker.
Yeah, he's probably new too, right?
No, we got him. We've had him a couple years now.
Okay, well, either way, you're probably not expecting your kicker to get hurt typically, right?
No.
And you try out new plays and stuff, but the Pats got crushed by the Giants. I think the Patriots scored like 10 points. And apparently they got Vrabel back as a head coach.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember him. He's been two different coaches for the team. He's already been a head coach before, and he was like the #1 receiver catching passes from Tom Brady several years ago.
Right.
So I don't know. Like again, NFL fans are not going to stop watching football over this. They just don't like it. And I might not go out of my way to watch a game because I have to like put an effort to watch a game where I live. There's no one. I don't have any kind of cable or anything like that. I'm streaming everything, and there's no professional teams out here any type. So it's not like I could. There's like games on all the time everywhere. Like I can't just go to the local bar because actually my local bar doesn't even have televisions for sports games. They don't even have beer on tap.
What?
That's how rural I am. Everything's in a bottle or a can. You know what though? They have Amber Bock in a bottle, and that's pretty exciting. All right. Big news out of New York with Trump. What's going on?
The New York Appeals Court, so this is another court in New York, just tossed out the massive civil fraud judgment, the $500 million judgment that they put on him.
Yeah, all together it came to like $550, $550 million between fees or fines and fees and property or something like that, I believe. And it came down to a what is it, a Fourth Amendment issue?
Yep.
Unreasonable, cruel and unusual punishment, which is funny because I shared that and my buddy Sean was like, how is this cruel or unusual? We've been doing fines forever. I was like, or excessive fines.
Right.
So
that's what that is.
Exactly. And here's the question is if that was an excessive fine, then how come when oh my God, who's the gay frogs guy? The Turn of the Frogs gay from InfoWars. I can't remember his name. He got that settlement against him because of the school shooting, and it was more than the GDP of France, which ended up getting reduced, but still. But
Alex Jones.
There you go, Alex Jones. Look, did you type in the Turn of the Frogs gay and it came up?
Yeah. AI to the rescue.
Yeah. I think that's hilarious because everyone's like, that's stupid. And I was like, okay, it didn't make him gay, but it did make the frogs transition sexes. The atrazine.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. He's like, that doesn't happen. I'm like, that was the foundation of Jurassic Park. The frog DNA they used, right?
Right.
And that's how the dinosaurs reproduced. You think it came from somewhere, guys? Come on.
Right.
But yeah, they threw out the penalty. So like they refused to throw out the convictions because they want to be able to call him a felon, right?
Right.
But now there's no penalty, or apparently Letitia James is appealing this, which I thought was weird because wasn't this an appellate court?
Yeah, but she has the ability to appeal to the New York Supreme Court.
Dear God. Well, here's the thing. Usually if you lose in a case like this, the monies that for defrauding somebody, usually the monies that you have to pay are due to the person you defrauded, right?
Yeah.
Not to the government.
Right. This is to the government.
And not to mention, she actually ran to get this job on, I'm going to go after Trump. And a retired judge even came out and he's like, yeah, that's ridiculous. You pretty much dug your own grave on this one. You can't do that. You can't say, we're going to go after this person and find the crime because show me the person, I'll show you the crime. I can find a crime anyone has committed, even if it's as simple as jaywalking. Everyone has broken some law somewhere. You know what I mean? But I don't think this is going to go much further than this. I got a feeling this is the end of this case. I think it might be case closed, but we'll see. What do you think?
Well, isn't Letitia James under investigation by the DOJ right now?
Yes, for mortgage fraud, interestingly enough. Along with her buddy Shifty Schiff. Which, I mean, maybe it takes one to know one, or maybe it's Saul Alinsky's rules for radicals: accuse your opposition of what you're doing.
Yeah.
She was defrauding the people of banks, actually banks, and people. Your mortgage rates go up when the banks aren't making enough money because someone lied to them.
Yeah.
Uh,
Here's a shocking article. Nobody ever saw this coming a mile away. That the National Guard's president slashes DC crime rates within 7 days. They've been 7 days. They've been homicide free. What do you think about that?
well, it has been since March since DC hasn't had a murder in an entire week.
And
But
also,
check
from what I understand, they are not armed right now in DC. They're just there.
the guard.
Yeah, the weapons are coming this weekend, but they've just been showing a presence in the city's
And basically
streets.
just protect. From what I understand, is they're not doing any arresting, obviously for good reason, right?
No, they're just extra police, they're extra protection for everything, and the police are doing all that.
From what I understand, they have detained some people but not made an arrest and held them for the police.
Right.
Which
That's
I
what they should
also,
be doing.
yeah, and I also saw that since this has gone down, they're not going into like the most dangerous neighborhoods in DC. Which, I mean, I get why. I don't know. I got to reopen this article because I don't know what just happened. A
I
pop-up
closed it.
came up.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. A pop-up came up and it just threw out the stats I had brought up. Carjackings have gone down by 83%, robberies by 46%, car theft by 21%, overall violent crime by 22%. So, for anyone who's saying there's not that much crime in DC, how did carjackings go down by what was it, 86%?
Yeah, if it never happened before.
If it's not happening.
Exactly.
And speaking of carjackings in DC, I think I've been, oh, geez, you shared something else with leftovers. I don't know where I put it. Maybe I didn't bother sharing it. Big balls.
Yep.
The children, apparently they were children that
Well,
I
that's what a lot of the crime waves are happening in DC is because the prosecutors are not like prosecuting children as adults, and basically in DC, like they're automatically let out of juvenile jail and prison at like 21, so they can murder people and they're still out free at 21.
well, that's the thing is these gangs are you having kids commit these crimes for them, knowing that they're either
Yeah,
going to be let out altogether or be released when they become legal adults and their uh, record will be expunged. But
right.
apparently, these kids that pummeled him have been released to home detention until trial, which uh, whatever. I get it. As long as they got ankle monitors, I'm okay with it, I guess. There's no need to put these kids in like juvie, but
Uh-huh.
I guess that's just me. All right, I read this article today, so let's have some good news, dude.
All right. This Pirate
Pittsburgh,
star crushes the
it,
hardest hit home run in MLB history at 122.9 miles per hour. Holy shit.
yeah, well, it was going 122.9 miles an hour when it left the stadium and landed in and then landed in the Allegheny River. But check this out. This dude, O'Neal Cruz, he's 6'7",
Wow.
playing shortstop. How are you going to get a ball past him on the infield on the left side of the field if he's
You're
six
not.
seven? That's ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
And can you imagine the strike zone as a pitcher looking at this guy? Like anywhere I throw the ball, it's a strike. you know? But yeah, he crushed it 122.9 as it left the stadium. Jeez Louise. I saw that and I was like, I don't care. We don't talk sports often. It's only the
No, no,
occasional
that's fine. Yeah.
whatever. And it's usually saying, what the fuck are
And we
they
already
doing?
talked about sports twice today since we don't talk about it.
Exactly. But yeah, no, I was excited. The guy's a monster of a man. Hmm. All right. Here's a fun one. Remember the floods in Texas?
Yeah.
And we had so many people saying maybe it's God bringing his wrath down on these people because he hates them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, hundreds were killed in a flash floods that was sweeping through Pakistan recently. And I'm just, if God is the one doing this, does it apply here, or is that inappropriate to say this time? You know,
I don't
I
know.
think it was inappropriate every time, but
Right.
it is unfortunate. Flash floods, came through Pakistan. Hundreds have died. Uh, excuse me, through residential neighborhoods. Here we go. 24 people from one family died in the village of Gadar Nagar. Hope I pronounced that right. Yeah, more than 222 people dead in one district. That's too bad. We've been seeing a lot of flash floods this year.
Yeah.
I don't know about the rest of the world, but at least here where I live, the rain was crazy for a while, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. Definitely.
I mean, I'm guessing where you were, you're probably similar. You're not that far away from me.
No, and then they're all worried about the hurricane for a few days, but luckily it stayed offshore. We just got wind. We didn't even get any rain from it, so
Yeah, it's funny. Virginia doesn't get hit with hurricanes very often, which you think it
no,
would.
but they do every once in a while.
Yeah, they tend to hit North Carolina way more often,
Yeah,
don't they?
in Florida.
Oh yeah, Florida. I remember back in 1995. I was but a wee boy. Not even that young, but young enough. I was born in 82, so when I was 13. And Hurricane Bob hit Massachusetts. And it was only a Cat 1 when it hit us.
Right,
But we're up there, up in the South Shore of Massachusetts. These homes were not built for hurricanes.
right,
They weren't designed for horizontal wind force. They were designed to handle snowfall on the rooftop. And I remember people be like, "Oh, you guys can't handle a hurricane." I'm like, "Yeah, let's see you handle fucking 6 feet of snow over the weekend." You know what I mean?
right.
And
Uh-huh.
you know exactly what you were in Michigan. You know exactly what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. There was a blizzard like 1984, right when I was in high school, that the snow got up to like you couldn't even go out the front door of the house because the snow was so high.
Yeah, I remember. I was in the Navy still, and I was home on leave for the holidays. Uh, and I had to go out and handle the snow that had fallen overnight. I had to jump out the second story window because I couldn't open the front door
Right,
and get into my garage to get my shovel out to shovel out the house. Oh, and then you were driving down the street, uh, and the snow was 12 feet high on the sides of the roads from the plows coming through, That was the year actually they started dumping snow in Boston Harbor because there was nowhere to put the snow anymore, which is illegal in Massachusetts because you're putting all sorts of stuff in the water that's contaminating the water,
yeah.
especially the road salt. You're poisoning everything in the ocean. But like we have nowhere to put all this snow. It was crazy. Phew, we get some snow here, significant amount, especially on the mountaintop. But it's that light, fluffy stuff that you love to ski on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, there's a different message. You sent me out. I don't know where you sent me a message and I can't find it. Oh, wrong Brian. Sorry, I got a flashing thing on my notification up there saying Brian sent you a message. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? It's not Brian it's Brian someone else. Which it's about some plants I'm growing, so don't worry about it.
All right.
Oh, yeah, nice looking picture though, huh?
Yep.
All right, back on track. Have you ever heard of Tina Peters?
No.
Neither had I. But apparently Colorado locked her up for overseeing the software update of voting machines to make sure it was, done right. And Colorado incarcerated her for this. And they didn't give anything like, oh, you were tampering with it. She was like, no, I'm just making sure no one else is tampering with it. And they arrested her. And Trump said he's going to bring down, quote, harsh measures if they don't free her. And I'm assuming this was a local matter, state matter, so Trump can't even give her a pardon.
No, it was a state matter. They're accusing her of like swiping a badge so that the My Pillow guy could copy a hard drive and stuff. So
So they're thinking she stole this so that, oh, why can't Mike Lindell, right?
yeah, Mike Lindell
So Mike Lindell could, what was he going to do with it?
proved voter fraud.
So audit, okay, granted, you do need some authorities to audit this stuff, but come on, you know? So I doubt that goes anywhere. What's Trump going to do to Colorado, honestly, besides, I don't know, what, take away some federal funding, I guess?
He can't. He's already threatened to do that because they're a sanctuary state. So
Exactly. Like, you can only threaten to do so much. And once they say we don't give a shit, what are you going to do about it, you know?
yeah. But in more exciting news, Kamala Harris is back out in the public eye because
Yeah, she
she's
wrote a
announced
book,
her
right?
big book tour that she's got coming out. We talked about this book on a previous show. It's a riveting title. It's got to be riveting material in the book. It's
It sounds like a zombie
107
movie.
days.
Yeah, it sounds like a zombie movie, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. And did you see the list of cities that this tour was going to?
No, but I'm guessing she's going to be hitting blue cities within blue states to be able to sell this book.
Oh, it was there a minute ago. Damn it. Uh,
I'm guessing it's going to be like Boston, New York, San Francisco, you know.
Oh, it's like 20 cities in California, and I can't find it anymore, but it's all blue cities, just like you said. And but it's gonna be so boring. It's gonna be hilarious to watch this.
Well, yeah, did you see the responses she got for this from everybody?
Yeah.
It's like, you want to show everyone how to lose an election in 170 days? You know, is this a joke tour? Like, are you on a comedy tour?
She's
Uh,
better off trying to be a comedy. All right, comedy tour, book tour. Let me see where I find another place for this.
yeah. And you know, it's funny. Like, oh, I'm not running for governor of California. You know why she's not running for governor? Because Newsom's not sure what he's going to do yet. He's the nephew of Nancy Pelosi. Like,
Right.
who wants to go up against Nancy Pelosi in the Democrat Party?
So here are some of the cities that she's going to. Actually, they're all the cities. New York City,
Yeah, there you go.
Philadelphia, Los Angeles,
Well,
Houston.
Philadelphia is a swing city.
Yes, but it's got a Democrat mayor,
Yeah, this time,
Democrat
yes.
governor. Houston, Texas. I want you to name me one city in here that's got a Republican governor. Well, Republican governor anywhere in the chain of command. Houston, Texas, San Francisco, Atlanta, Georgia, Washington D.C., Chicago, Durham, North Carolina.
Durham? Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Birmingham, Alabama. Okay,
Alabama might be
might
Republican.
be, but I think Birmingham's probably not. London, UK. She's going international now with her book.
Oh, well, hey, you know, if she can make money, I am all about capitalism, honestly.
Oh, she's
But
already made her money. The publisher is going to lose their shirt on this fucking deal.
it's entirely
Nobody. It's going to
possible.
be like the Hillary Clinton book that nobody bought.
Yeah, what was that called? I can't remember what it was called.
I don't know. I don't care.
Just like when OJ wrote "If I Did It," it's like, are you kidding me? What's the matter with you, dude?
um, Portland, Oregon, Toronto, Nashville,
Oh,
Tennessee, and Miami, Florida.
well, Miami's probably Republican, but who
No,
knows?
it's not. Not Miami, Florida.
So,
Florida is, but not Miami. Miami's
so they're not.
definitely that's down in Miami Beach area. That's
Well,
definitely a Democrat area.
they're not letting the Cubans vote.
No.
Well, that seems crazy because they want all these illegals to vote. You think they would let the Cubans vote for the governor or
Well,
their mayor?
Governor Sanders is kind of against that, and he's the governor of the state. So
It's very true. Very true. I don't know. Can you name a Republican in that list?
no, there's a
Hmm,
couple possibilities, but no, I can't.
very interesting. So you hear about this fire scientist in at Yosemite National Park?
No.
she climbed up like the sheer rock face, right? Out in the park, like way deep in the woods or whatever, and hung a transgender pride flag for a couple hours and ended up losing her job. And then
Good.
then she flipped out and shit her pants about like, well, what about the First Amendment? And it's like you defaced a national fucking like landmark. If I went up there and put shit on it, I would have been arrested too, you know?
Yeah.
And so many people like rallying behind her. I'm like, no, like, first of all, why is this your identity? Like, why can't you be a fire scientist who's working at Yosemite National Park?
Mm-hmm.
Why does it have to be everybody look at me? I think, I don't know, is it a woman or a man? The picture doesn't really tell me because it looks like they're in the middle of a transition, you know? Uh, I just thought this is ridiculous. It would make tons of headlines throughout the week. Surprised you didn't stumble across it. I mean, bring us into local while I return some of this beer I rented.
All right. Understandable. All right. So we got this school with a pro-trans policy reportedly suspends boys who wondered why the girl was in their locker room. This happened in, big surprise, Loudoun County. They reportedly suspended 2 high school boys after they expressed discomfort with a female student entering the boys' locker room. I thought this was not a thing anymore. I thought Trump administration got rid of all this crap. Loudoun County is just like off the deep end, and it really doesn't even belong in the state of Virginia anymore. So
Well,
the
isn't it
Virginia,
illegal? Go ahead.
I thought so. Yeah, I thought Trump got rid of it, and even the Virginia Republican Attorney General came out and said this suspension is completely unjustified and tramples their constitutional rights. My office is monitoring the situations.
Well, I thought it was
They're
illegal.
blaming them for sexual harassment and sex-based discrimination.
Oh, you are not allowed to call it sex-based
They just
because I
did.
thought
Loudoun County
if
did it.
if you do, then dear God, that means sex is no longer an immutable trait and therefore no longer part of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, meaning you can therefore discriminate based upon sex if it's not an immutable characteristic.
One of the
But
boys have already reportedly left the state with his family. They're like, we're out of here. This is bullshit.
not even all that. I thought it was this person walked in and recorded the boy's reaction, right?
Well, the Department of Education has already found the LCPS in violation of civil rights law. So
I thought it was against the law to record in a public restroom.
it is. They didn't record
So
him, I don't think.
this person, this trans person, walked into the boys' locker room and recorded their reactions.
Oh yeah, but
That
they're
was the
trans,
evidence
so
they
nothing's gonna
used.
happen to them. That's definitely illegal.
This is the same thing that happened with that Democrat there in Texas, who was in the bathroom because she refused to freaking leave the state house. Remember?
Yeah. Well, she wasn't in the
And
bathroom. She was locked in the like house of the chambers.
and she did a Zoom call with a whole bunch of like party officials or whatever from the bathroom
Yeah.
in a stall. And someone came and was like, "Hey, by the way, this is a felony to record in a bathroom." And she's like, "Oh, I guess I gotta go. I'm being told this is a felony." I just, oh well, if this is the way these liberal states are going to be, I
Well,
can't wait till like
she's trying to take over Jasmine Crockett's position in Texas. You know,
federal position.
she wants to be the new like poster child for I'm against the man. You know, I'm standing up to the man.
Well, these are the rules in liberal states. I can't wait till I go back to Massachusetts because for so many reasons. One, check this out. In Massachusetts, if someone breaks into your house with a weapon, right?
Yeah, there's nothing you can do.
You can defend yourself, but only once you've been backed into a corner. You are actually
Can you
obligated
break
to
out
like,
your pistol and fire them?
well, they're supposed to
But you
leave
don't have
your
pistol.
home.
Isn't that like an illegal weapon in Massachusetts?
It's very difficult to get your hands on one. Me, as a U.S. Navy veteran with no criminal record, could not get a handgun in
That's
Massachusetts.
saying a lot right there.
Yes. Yes, it is, because that means you don't get to own a gun in Massachusetts. Now you can buy a long gun, but you still need to do the same thing. You need to write the chief
Oh,
of
you
police
mean
a
like
letter.
what Biden recommended? A
Oh,
shotgun?
shoot your shotgun out the second story window at the sky,
Yeah.
and then get arrested immediately. Hey, heads up, those bullets come back down.
Why? Because of gravity?
It's a weird thing that happens sometimes. That's why, actually, check this out. From what I understand, this is why you aren't just floating off into space right now every time you jump. It's weird. It brings you back to the planet every time, doesn't it?
Thank God.
But yeah, like you're supposed to flee your own home if you have the opportunity if someone breaks in with a weapon. So like I'm gonna go to some of my quote buddies' houses up there with
All
my
right.
yeah, with my 22 revolver, because I don't even need to bring a shotgun because I know his house is unarmed,
Right.
and say, "Get out! I'm taking everything." Or not, yeah, which I won't actually do. I mean, I'm not a criminal, but apparently it's not against the law for me to walk into a women's restroom and record them as long as I say I'm trans. So I'm gonna walk into a whole bunch of public restrooms and record all these women. And when they complain that I'm there, I'm going to have them arrested and fined or whatever. Why not? Let's teach these people a lesson. And this is why I dislike the Republicans so much. They refuse to wield power when they have it. Like, well, it's inappropriate. It's inappropriate. And
I
then the
think
Dems
that
show up and
that
do the same.
that's shifting. That thinking is definitely shifting in the Republican Party. It's a slow shift, but it is happening.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing: is the Republican Party is being taken over by MAGA, and MAGA is not Republican, and you know it. Uh, Closest thing we've seen that's actually done anything in my life from the Republican Party. But geez, for the longest time, the Republicans have been like the libertarians. Like, I don't want to get involved. That would go against my principles. It's like, well, you know they're going to do it. So what do you? They've already done it. Just like this gerrymandering thing that they're accusing Texas of, right?
We're getting back to that. That's got to be in here someplace.
It is, and there's not a whole lot. I think it's under Dirty Dems, maybe. Yeah,
Well, I know we've got a. It should be under fucking follow up because
I didn't want to fill all the follow up with yeah.
but it is a follow up article because the Texas Democrats stayed in the state for the second special session because they were followed around by state police. You know, if they wanted to leave and go home, they had to have a police escort. So
Yeah, we'll
that's
definitely
why
get.
the one lady didn't leave. She refused to sign her permission slip for a police escort. She's like,
Well,
I
here's
ain't
the
no
problem.
child.
Well, here's the thing about that. Why did Texas make these people sign it instead of just having police follow them? It's not illegal for the police to patrol the streets and you know what I mean,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and even park outside your house. Like this is
I
stuff
think
that
it
the
was
police.
more of the
Just so you
Republicans were.
know,
Yes, exactly. Yeah. But here we got this. This is a more happy story. We'll revert to a little happy news.
yeah, I
Um,
think Wapo shared this, and I was a little surprised because I
I
read the
think I
article. I was
shared
like,
this one.
well, maybe you did, but Wapo was
We
like,
got
she want a
this.
cookie. Then I saw she raised money. I was like, wow, that's awesome. Like
Yeah. She's traveled. This is the first woman to skate across the country. She just arrived in Virginia Beach. It took over 118 days. She raised $50,000 for spinal cord injuries research in honor of her stepdad.
she skateboarded across the country in 180 days. That's actually impressive. Like, was she being towed by a car?
I would hope so. I mean,
That's a
no, it's that's not possible. I mean,
that's a
but
long trip, dude, to do on a skateboard.
I know. But if you do the math, I mean, we'd have to figure out how many miles it is across the country, and then divide that by 118 days. I'm not trying to do all that.
No, I'm just saying it's a long way to go on a skateboard because it's not
It
a
is.
bicycle
And
is
you
less
would
work
think,
than a.
and you would think she would have raised more than $50,000 doing
I
that.
thought the same. I was like, she only got 50K for this, but I never heard about it until she was done. So,
Exactly. I didn't either. That's when the news articles started showing up here in Virginia Beach when she was
yeah,
done.
but I don't know. Like that's a big deal. Now I don't know. Is she from where's she from? And what did it cost to even do this? She must have got hotel rooms and eaten, obviously.
Oh yeah.
And shoot, she had to leave her home to go all the way to the West Coast, wherever she was. Then has to go back to her home from the East Coast.
All right. It's approximately the longest distance from east to west is 2,900 miles.
That
So
longest distance, and that's like Washington to Florida.
probably. So let's
Okay.
do 2,900 divided by 118. She's doing 24,
118.
20. It took her 118 days to do it. She's doing 24 miles a day on a skateboard. That's fucking insane.
Yeah, it's not impossible, but that is a lot of work.
Yeah. She's got to
Uh,
be like super fit after this.
I bet she wants to even try it. I wonder is she a professional skater or is she just this will bring headlines.
I
Uh,
think I think it'll bring headlines.
I mean, I like my skateboard. I don't have anywhere to skate around here because I'm again where I am. It's very downhill from where I live. It's very dangerous, and getting back home would suck even more. And that another issue I wanted about this was uphill and downhill. Like did
Well,
she crossing the
yeah,
ant
yeah,
crossing the
no joke.
crossing the mountain ranges must have been insane, right? All right. You guys had a vehicle fire on Granby Street. I know exactly where that is.
Yeah,
Well, okay. They're charging the driver. He was in a crash, caused a fire, and they're charging him with losing control of his vehicle. Isn't anytime you wreck your ride losing control of your vehicle?
yeah. Uh-huh.
How come everyone's not being charged with this?
They should
Uh,
be.
yeah, I'm just wondering, like, because there's no such thing as an unavoidable accident. Honestly, I mean, that's not 100% true. But if you hit someone from behind, you
That's
were
usually
following
your
too.
fault.
Yeah, you were following too closely or going too fast, right? Head-on collision. Someone was on the wrong side of the road. Even a T-bone, someone didn't obey the traffic signs.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of traffic signs, we're definitely going to get back into that tonight. All right. The ACLU here in West Virginia has filed a lawsuit to try to block the National Guard from West Virginia going to DC to help out. I don't know why. And I'm still baffled by people that don't want to stop crime, especially when they say it's racist. It's like, are you implying that only white, or not even only white people, but white people are not committing the crimes, but other ethnicities are? If that, like, for example, DC, they're saying it's anti-black. Are you suggesting only black people in DC are committing crimes? Isn't it that racist?
Yeah.
Now, here's the question: is it racist if it's true?
No.
Ryan shared a video to 3 drunken sailors.
Yeah, she's skating across rolling hills. I went to her Facebook page.
So she did deal with the mountains and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
What? It's pissing me off because I am great at geography typically. What the fuck are what's the mountain range that goes through Colorado? The Rockies.
Yeah.
You got the Rockies and the Appalachian Mountains to cross from
Yeah,
east to
yeah.
west. That's crazy.
The Rockies are higher too.
True. And by the way, I found out my altitude recently.
Okay.
Well, it turns out the highest mountain in West Virginia is like 4,800 feet.
Uh-huh.
Uh, so I went and I did my fun science experiments. I actually boiled water, right?
Yeah.
And I measured the temperature the water boiled at. I know that sounds goofy, but that should tell me altitude.
Uh-huh.
Well, check this out. I came within like 50 feet of my actual altitude. I am at 4,380 feet where I am. So that's fucking pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I got different weather from the people down at the bottom of the mountain in the valley. And well, yeah, we will get snow when they get rain.
Yeah. Depending
That's
on where the
awesome.
snow line's at.
Well, it's not even the snow line. Well, okay, I know what you mean by that. We don't have sitting snow on the mountaintop here. We're not that high up,
Uh-huh.
but it's less pressure. There's less pressure, so barometric pressure, so the water can expand into snowflakes more easily. So we're more likely to get snow than the bottom of the mountain. And it's wild driving from where I live down into town to like buy something, and it's snowing, snowing, snowing. Then it's kind of like that slushy thing, and
Yeah.
then it's raining. And you're like, whoa.
But then you got to fight your way back up the mountain.
Yeah, that's why we ended up buying a pickup truck with four-wheel drive. It's because we were doing it in a minivan.
And how much weight
And
you putting in the back?
right now, none. I haven't had the issue yet,
It's
but
coming.
yeah, the snow plows aren't great about getting out to, rural West Virginia.
Yeah, you're gonna need to add a
Uh,
lot of weight to the back of that truck.
yeah, I'm thinking about putting a couple 100 pounds on the rear axle, which is easy enough.
Yeah, it's kitty litter, sandbags, whatever you want. Or wood.
Wow.
You got wood you're cutting up there, so throw a bunch of
Yeah.
cut up wood in the back of there.
I'm thinking sand with rock salt in it. Because then if I do get stuck or someone else gets stuck, I can throw that under the tires and you got
Uh-huh.
one, it melts the ice.
You can do that
And
with kitty litter too. Kitty litter will melt the snow.
yes. And I haven't checked, I don't know, the different times back when I was a boy. When I was a boy,
Oh yeah, last year.
was that
Last year.
when I was a boy?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, we used to go to in town, we used to go to the dump to throw out our trash, right? But there was also a place where you could go and get sand mixed with rock salt and just like load it up and take it because the local taxpayers paid for it.
Yeah, that's not a thing
And
anymore.
yeah, I know, I'm certain of it actually. But maybe here it is a thing, I don't know. But we used to fill up a half a 55-gallon drum and put it on the rear axle of the pickup truck for the
Uh,
exact same reason.
well, in
But
Michigan, my dad just throws, well, he doesn't do it anymore. He's 82 years old. But
yeah,
he's got the nephew will throw a bunch of wood in the back of his truck for the summer, for the winter, and just he rides around with wood in the back of his truck.
yeah, and then if you do go somewhere, if you want to go ice fishing, you can build the fire too, right?
Exactly.
Especially in Michigan. Because I
Yep.
know even in Massachusetts, we were going ice fishing and
Yeah, I've been
people
ice
would,
fishing as a kid in Michigan. I haven't done it since I was an adult, but yeah,
oh, and out of towners would look at you like you're crazy driving your truck out on the ice and
yeah,
starting a fire on the ice. It's like,
yeah,
well, you're crazy. Like this ice is like 3 feet thick. All right. You're not falling through.
right.
But you got a fire. It's like, yeah, the heat goes up.
Yeah.
And you used to do the same thing, right? You drive your pickup truck out on the ice and start a fire to stay warm while you fished, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, now everybody in Michigan's got their little shanties they pull out onto the
I
lake,
was gonna say you had little sheds you put out there to keep the
Yeah,
heat from the fire inside of it
yeah,
too.
yep, exactly. Uh-huh.
Yeah, none of us did
Back in
that.
the day when I was a boy, we didn't
Oh,
have that.
geez.
We just fished right on back when the Stone Ages were happening. We fished right on the water when I was a kid, and I actually fell through a hole one time with my dad. My leg went into the hole. It was like
Oh,
partially frozen over, but this I physically remember vividly. So we had to get out of there, and I had to like get my shoes off, my boots off, and whatever, and dry
yep.
out my foot real fast, and
Oh, yeah. Oh,
that's why
shoot.
I'll never forget that memory. It's like I fell in the frozen, my leg went into a frozen lake of water.
I have a similar story, dude. Uh, I was ice skating on the Situate Reservoir. In the winter, people come out there and just skate, on the reservoir or whatever. No big deal.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I was 5 or 6, a kid, not thinking. I was just skating around, and there were ducks swimming way off to the, the other side of the
Uh-huh.
reservoir where the water was like moving so it didn't freeze. I didn't know any better as a kid. I skated over to go see the ducks and fell right through the ice. Check this out. I was wearing like the snowsuit overalls, ice
Oh no,
skates,
that's the worst, man.
and ice skates, dude. I
Yeah,
almost drowned.
yeah, exactly. Because that shit's gonna weigh you down real fast.
Oh, yeah. I managed to get out. And dude, you'd be amazed how many people ran over back in the 80s, how many people would come over to help
Yeah,
you,
they'll
knowing that
help.
they may fall on
Back
the
in
ice
that day,
too.
people were always trying to help. Not as much anymore.
That's because you're gonna go to prison for helping somebody.
I mean, my wife still likes to stop and like push cars out of the road, and I'm like, sometimes that's just not a thing. It's like just they got their four ways on for a reason, and someone
Well, I
else will
still
help
stop
them.
to help people like that, but if someone's being physically attacked, I'm gonna think twice.
Yeah.
Uh, Here's a prime example. Woman was being robbed in New York recently. I heard this story just today. Was being robbed, and this guy, by a kid, by like a 16-year-old,
Uh-huh.
guy comes over to like basically cuss the kid out, go away.
Right.
Kid stabbed him, and his accomplice stabbed this guy. They're in court, a month, two later. The woman that was being robbed took the freaking attacker's side
What?
and said, "Why am I bother gonna help you if you're gonna like? So you may as well just let you get robbed, right?" Like, apparently, that's the way shit's going these days. That's why
Yeah.
people drive by when they see people that need help, and like that. So many people are dying because they're not getting the help that they could have had. It's too bad. It's too bad. All right. Oh, and West Virginia is also suing this company called Architect. It's kind of like was it like Fast Scripts or whatever, like one of those online prescription things.
Oh, Express Scripts.
It's something like that, yeah. For pushing the opioids,
Hmm.
like Percocet and Vicodin, and they said, well, we already hit the guys that made these drugs, and now we're going after the people that are pushing these drugs. So we'll see if that goes anywhere, but I don't know. Now fentanyl's an opioid, and I see fucking fentanyl everywhere, dude. And it's funny because I mentioned to you recently you can get Narcan here,
Yeah.
the opioid overdose drug. I was out with a buddy that the wife knew from the Air Force, and I brought up how opioid overdoses in West Virginia are way down. He goes, "That's because you can fucking get Narcan everywhere now. It's like you OD, your buddy just jabs you with this shit, and you're okay." Yeah, maybe. Still better than people dying, but and what's even worse is addicts almost
Yeah.
die, then they go and fucking do it again. You know,
Right.
that's what addiction is, though, isn't it?
Exactly. Yep.
Which is funny, because it looks. I'm sure you think I smoke like 12 packs a day, the way I smoke on the show.
Sure looks like it.
It's 7 times more than I smoke less than a pack a day. But I come on the show, drink some beers with you, and I light up a cigarette. You know, it's part of the show environment at this point.
Okay.
But anyway, the opioids. West Virginia's had enough of this shit. That's why they did the Narcan for people, and now they're suing Architect, this company that was pushing them and making sure that doctors prescribed it. Oh, sorry, it jumped up when you closed that. No, it's all right. It was all right. I had to scroll. All right. One of the people from the New Yorker. I'm sure you're
And
familiar with that.
this is what I love, is like people forget that the internet's forever.
Yes, she's talking to this writer for the New York Times and a couple other big deal publications was talking all this shit about Sydney Sweeney, calling her Aryan princess and how it's racist. Turns out she's getting blown up because she has a dark history of anti-white stuff that she's been posting online. It's been deleted since then. But the internet's forever. You can always find it. People archive stuff. And what's even funnier is I'm seeing people share Sydney Sweeney like not all made up. Like, oh, look at her. She's not even that attractive. You mean good genes, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, are you one of them was her in this two-piece bathing suit. And I was like, damn, like that is just a very attractive woman, you know? And they're saying she's not that good looking. But the crazy thing is, and I'm gonna wait a second here and delay a little bit to make sure Brian can hear this because he's coming back from the bathroom. Most of these
Back.
people most of these people I'm seeing complaining about Sydney Sweeney is not that attractive. I swear to God, they live under bridges, and like you have to pay the troll toll. You know what I mean? Like these hobgoblins are like, she's not that good looking. I'm like, dear God, woman. I was like, your left leg weighs more than Sydney Sweeney. You know?
Right.
She's like, my boobs are bigger. And I was like, that's because you weigh a fucking half a ton. And I don't know. I don't know if you've seen any of these pictures of her, like without her makeup on. I'm like, she's still a very attractive young lady.
She
And
is. She definitely is. I've seen we played the commercials before, that everybody was freaking out about. Yeah,
that was her all made up for TV and stuff, though. Like
it
when you see
doesn't
her like out,
matter.
well, like I said, I saw her on the beach in a two-piece without makeup on. I was like, damn,
Uh,
she's still a smoking hot woman, you know?
right.
And yeah, the only people complaining about this. Here's the funny thing: is I keep seeing from the left, only 12% of the population is actually upset about this. It's like, then why do I keep hearing about this everywhere I
Exactly.
go? Why do I hear elected politicians talking trash?
Uh,
And here's the fun part: only 12% of the population seems upset. But check this out: only 12.1% of American women that are dangerously obese. So I wonder if there's any correlation there.
hmm. I don't
I
know.
don't know. I don't know. These are the same people, I bet. I bet, just a guess, that are complaining about Lizzo losing weight. You know, she doesn't want to die at 37 of heart disease because, she's got blood type pudding. Let's be real. It's tough for your heart to pump pudding through your veins, right?
Yep.
I'm getting I'm getting fed up with this globalized intifada crap. I love how they call it bipartisan. Because they find one guy who says, "Oh,
Oh
I'm a
yeah.
Republican."
He's probably a rhino.
Yeah, or just lying to make it sound like the other side agrees.
Yeah.
But this bipartisan legislation would classify the phrase to call violence against Jewish people worldwide, globalize the Antifada. I don't care. And actually, I'm gonna kick Trump a little bit on this one. Not everything is anti-Semitic, and honestly, even if it is, you still have a right to say it, right?
Yep.
Like, I'm making an effort not to use certain words on this show. It's not even that difficult because I don't use these words often, but I did drop the N-bomb on purpose once on this show. Just say I have a right
Oh,
to
I
say it.
learned. Yeah, and that went
Just say
well.
I have a right to say it. And what happened to me? You
You
know?
got canceled from the show because
Yes,
all our sponsors canceled us.
yes. All of our sponsors disappeared. Yes. Hold on. That means you and I stopped paying for the show. Oh my goodness. Sponsors. We can't even get donations.
We got
What
one donation. Well, we got one. We've gotten two donations in the lifetime of the show, and this show's been going on for like over 10 years. So
you sure? Are you counting the one that when a buddy of mine actually gave me $100
yes,
and
I'm
said pay
counting
for?
that one. Yes, I'm
Oh,
counting
okay. He gave me 100, like buy beer. And I was like, all right, buddy, thanks.
Definitely counting that one
And
too.
what was that, 10 years ago?
Yeah, over 10 years ago.
Oh my goodness. Uh NWS. Oh, yeah. Okay, schools, I guess. Uh, Turns out New York City's school system has it says lowered the bar, but that's not kind of what they did. They basically lied about their stats for proficiency.
Why?
Uh, because they're not teaching these kids like, oh, the test got harder, so we got to lower the standards. I was like, I don't know. What do you mean the test got harder? let's compare this test to like 2000, like the year 2000. Because I bet what I did in high school was more difficult than these kids are doing. They're too busy pushing their fucking woke communist bullshit instead of teaching these kids math and reading. And
Probably.
no, that's exactly what they're doing. These kids are coming out of school like, oh, fuck Whitey. I'm like, really? Whitey paid for school, buddy. But yeah, they lowered the standards basically. They're saying like a 50 is passing. I was like, a 50? That's like a hard fail, you know?
Oh yeah.
But these kids are getting out of high school. They can't read, they can't do math. Dear God, ask them the Pythagorean theorem.
Nobody knows that. You don't even know that.
Really? The hypotenuse, the squared hypotenuse of a right triangle is equal to the sum of the opposite two sides squared. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And you know why I know this, Brian? Because I work with my hands and I build things, and I need to know how long to build the long side of the triangle when I need to build a support structure. I've used it at work before.
Okay.
But you learned the Pythagorean theorem in school, didn't you?
Yeah, I sucked at algebra and geometry.
But now that I said a squared plus b squared equals c squared, you're like, oh, okay, that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
And the hypotenuse is the long side of a right triangle. And these kids aren't learning basic stuff, dude.
No, they're too busy learning, bullshit. They're not even teaching like how to balance a checkbook or, how to balance. No, it's not even like balancing your checkbook more. It's like,
What year is this, dude?
how much money is in your account compared to how much money's coming out of your account? It's still balancing the checkbook. You just call it something different.
Maybe, but I used to sit down with a pencil and paper at the end of the month going, here's how many checks I have still out there.
Yeah,
This is how much money's in my account
and that
according to
still kind of
me.
happens because everybody's got online banking. Those go out as checks. That everything doesn't automatically just come out of your account when you schedule it out that
It's
way.
almost instant though.
Almost, because now you can't like write rubber checks from one account to another and give it a month before it clears or a week.
Yeah, well, that was the Catch Me If You Can. It's how we started that, right? It's
Yeah,
how he would write checks from California with a routing number to New York, and he would have like a month and a half before the checks showed up and have
right.
all this money because they're like, oh, it's coming from a bank before they realize there's no money in the account.
Exactly.
But we talked about it on this show. This girl graduated high school. She got a scholarship, and she ended up suing the school system because she was illiterate, and she got a scholarship to college.
Wow.
And she's yeah, and it's like, well, they said, oh, it's part of No Child Left Behind. We just kind of passed her through school. It's like, dude, you totally left her behind. You didn't teach her to read.
Yeah.
This No Child Left Behind is the dumbest thing I've heard. Because
That
you're
was
saying
a
it's
Bush thing, I think.
maybe, but the idea of being left behind a grade was because you didn't learn this stuff. You need to do it again.
Right.
Like you need to know this stuff to be an adult.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get into this with the firefighting thing, but the wife was there more than once before we were married on a Navy ship on my duty days. She used to come visit me.
Yeah. So she saw you do the drills.
Yeah, I was duty fire marshal. My duty section hated me.
Of course they did.
She was there once when I made him run the drill 5 times. Because I was like, nope, not good enough. We're doing it again. And you know what though? Ship never got lost on my watch. No week-long fire burning on my ship. What ship was that? By remember that?
It was in San Diego. I know that.
Yeah, and it burned for like a week.
And they fucking scuttled the ship. It was beyond repair.
Oh my God, what did that cost the taxpayers, right? All right. Let's get back on topic. By the way, I don't know what's different tonight, buddy. I'm liking tonight. This is the way it used to be with you and I.
Bonham Richard.
Oh my God, that's the name of this ship, dude. How'd you find that? What'd you type? What,
Just
week-long fire?
San Diego Navy ship fire.
Yeah, seriously, they burned, and they brought like 6 other ships in to help fight the fire or something like that, right?
Yeah, everybody, the city was involved.
That's right. They even brought in the local fire department.
Yeah. It burned for days.
Now, here's the thing that a lot of people don't realize is everyone on the ship is qualified to fight a fire.
Well, they're supposed to be.
You got qualified whether or not you were qualified, right?
Yeah.
Well, how often did you have to run a drill? Were you on flying squad on duty? Well, it wasn't flying squad in court,
Yeah,
but
I mean, in the duty section, everybody's involved. Unless you're standing the quarterdeck watch or another watch, when the fire department, the drills go down on duty days, everybody's supposed to respond.
it's funny you say that because I remember once we had an actual fire when I was in port, right?
Yeah.
And I was duty fire marshal. But I was at the time standing SSP, Sonic Security Patrol,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't show up to I showed up to the fire, right? Like, part of the security patrol. I showed up to like, what's going on? Like, you're the fire marshal. I was like, well, I don't know. Someone else better stand this. I'm on watch.
Right.
Like, no, you got to do this. Like, no. And it's like, do you realize I'll go to prison for walking away from my
Yeah,
watch
you're leaving your duty
post?
station. Yeah.
Yeah, abandoning your duty post. After that, I actually got them to take me off the watch rotation.
It makes
And
sense.
yeah, and I was like, I don't know what to tell you. He's like, I can't do both.
No,
You know?
Where do you really want me?
Yeah, it's like, which is more important to you? Like,
Duty
we'll
fire marshal, of course.
That's exactly like we didn't have a fire marshal. I was like, yeah, I'm following the regulations. You can't. I'm technically not wrong here,
No, you're not.
Which is fun. Something I had brought up before. And like, oh, you're already fucking about. What are the odds that's gonna happen? I was like, okay.
It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of when.
From what I understand, most of the engineering departments now, the duty fire marshal does not stand watch for that exact reason.
You started a trend. Like
Well,
I and Sean started a trend back in the day in the Navy.
Fucking douchebags. They got rid of that after I got out of the Navy.
Yes, they did.
Which, I mean, I would have been okay with what is that, a Liberty Buddy? I would have been cool with that, but I was like, no, you can't drink.
You gotta have a sober Liberty Buddy.
And I was like, oh, I can't
Somebody's
have a
got
glass
to
of
be
wine
sober
with
for
my
your
dinner.
drunk ass.
But that meant I couldn't have a glass of wine with dinner on in Italy. You know what I mean? Because someone can't have a single drink. Oh.
Yep. That's why I always found somebody that didn't drink, and I brought them out on Liberty with me, and they loved it.
Do you know how hard it was to find someone in engineering that didn't drink?
Well, yeah, I can understand that.
Which is funny because when we had beer days, I used to sell my beer tickets. I'm like, this is not
I bought people's beer tickets.
exactly. I was like, this is not enough beer for me to even catch a slight buzz. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy a beer without getting drunk. But I was like, you're giving us a day where I can have 2 beers because we've been at, what was it, 30 days at port at sea without a port visit.
Yeah.
I remember we once went 3 beer days, whatever we called it, in a row. Oh my God, we were at 90 days at sea without a port visit. We did have a swim call in that time though. That was nice, and they gave us a Steel Beach picnic. But you know as well as I, if they offer a Steel Beach picnic or a surf and turf, that means you're either not hitting port or they're extending your tour, right? Which is always funny watching the new guy get excited for surf and turf. Everyone else is all pissed off. And everyone else is like, oh, fuck. Like, dude, like, steak and lobster. It's like, yeah, how much longer are we going to be here?
Yep.
Yeah, trust me, they're not just going to feed you a frozen lobster tail at that.
Exactly.
Wasn't even that good.
No.
Oh. Here's the best part is we
But
all
it still
talk trash.
tasted pretty good with butter.
No, it was better than the garbage you eating in the mess decks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which is funny because I've seen a lot of stuff online recently about guys in the service or out of the service doing that. So what do you think of your time in the service? Like, oh, it sucked. I hated every minute of it. It was, long hours, hard work, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, but you regret something? He's like, no, I'd go back today if I could. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're like, yeah, no, I get that.
I
And
mean, I miss the camaraderie, and
exactly.
that's what I found at the VFW. So that's why I'm so involved in the VFW now. Is like
I get that. I get that. I'm surprised they're not giving you a hard time for being a Navy sailor in charge of it, though.
well, I mean, let's be funny about it. Is like it's the Army people that are in the minority, Army and Marine Corps around here, because this post is in Hampton, and so it's all Navy and Air Force mainly, and it's majority Navy. There's more Navy involved in it than even Air Force.
Wow. Well, look at how many ships you got in Norfolk for real. Like, how many carriers are sitting there right now?
Yeah, but not everybody lives on this side of the water, It's like, we got a tunnel to go through, and it's a shit show most of the time to get through that tunnel.
Oh, speaking of tunnels, go ahead.
Yes, go ahead.
The O'Neal Tunnel in Boston. You might have seen clips of this. I didn't realize it until I saw the video, and then I read an article like 4 days later. I was like, oh, that's what it was. A whole bunch of cyclists jumped on the interstate, completely fucked up traffic, and went through the O'Neal Tunnel through Boston, which I couldn't tell you which one the O'Neal Tunnel was. There's so many tunnels in Boston right now. The whole Big Dig, remember that thing?
Yeah. This is in here someplace, isn't it?
I might have actually shared it. I'm not sure, but I
remember seeing it this week too, though. So yeah.
Well, yeah, you saw all these dudes, and here's the best part: is only one person got arrested.
Why only one?
Because he crashed into a fucking state trooper via cruiser, and then ditched his bike and tried to outrun the cop.
Yeah, good luck with that. You're already tired from riding your bicycle, and the cop has just got out of his car. So.
And it's not a local cop who's some fat fuck bacon pig. It's a state trooper
that's
who's
a stereotype. Most cops aren't that fat, They're not like always looking for the next donut shop.
Well, especially your state troopers,
right?
Like they have a different standard. But yeah, the only guy who got arrested, and Healy, I keep wanting to say Hochul. Governor Healy hasn't said a word about. It was something like 200 bicycles on the freeway. It's like
maybe she doesn't know yet.
Oh, it was all over the news in Boston, that's for sure. But these people are lucky nobody died.
Right. You do it cars and bicycles on the same road without a bicycle lane do not go well together.
Well, it's one thing if you're on like a town road in a residential neighborhood, the speed limit is 25.
Right. But this wasn't that. This was the highway.
Interstate. Yeah, it's
everybody's
not even
doing, and even in downtown Boston, I guarantee these people are still doing at least 55 miles an hour on that road, unless there was traffic, if not more.
That's the thing. The surface streets are different because the whole Big Dig put all the highways underground.
Right.
And it was a great idea, and it's actually working out very well. And it's funny. It's like, good for Boston. They did something right. This is back when they still were voting Democrat for president and keeping a Republican governor and mayor.
Yeah, they're not doing that anymore.
No, they're not. So, and it took an extra 20 years to do or 30 years to do, and it won $1 billion of a budget because every time they dug a hole, they found an arrowhead or a crate of tea.
Well, that's still a better project than the light rail in California. High-speed rail in California that Trump just pulled the plug on finally.
It's funny.
Why in the hell didn't he pull this plug 8 years ago when he was in office first time?
He probably didn't know much about it, honestly. But check it out. I found out they have actually built some of it.
Okay. It's still a light rail. It's still the high-speed rail to nowhere. Where does it start and where does it go?
Well, I don't know where it starts, but it ends 1,600 feet after it starts.
1,600 feet. And how much are they charging for that trip?
Well, no, there's no train on it. They're still building it. But yeah, 5 to 16. So
let me tell you. Let me put a little history on this. This thing was being talked about when I was stationed in San Diego in
Before I was born.
1992.
Okay, I was 90. Okay, I was 10. I was
And
10 in 92. I'm
so
gonna
for
be
the
43.
in the last 40 years, 30 years, they've been building this shit, and they've got 1,600 feet of track laid.
Yes. Yes.
I would call that a colossal failure. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah,
That's worse than the Big Dig.
No, at least the Big Dig got done.
Yeah.
And people actually did it. And this is okay. The Big Dig, at least the holdups, was every time they dug a hole, they found like an artifact. They're like, oh no,
Right.
we like, holy crap, I traded tea from the Boston Tea Party. You know what I mean?
How many people retired from this project before the
Yes.
project built more than 1,600 feet of track?
It's funny because a lot of people from the Big Dig retired in that time frame, but it started and retired. But at least they were actually working.
Yeah. This
Like
shit was
doing
the
the actual
biggest
physical
boondoggle
work.
known to mankind. This is probably, I mean, I guarantee that in the future, that will probably be looked at as the biggest fucking boondoggle of our lifetime.
Well, yeah, it was billions, plural,
Billions,
of dollars.
yeah, billions, yeah.
Where'd that money go?
With federal money and state money.
Where did it go? Whose pocket is it in? And you go, it didn't go into pockets. It went into somebody's fucking pocket.
Oh, hell yeah, it did. It ain't my pocket. I know that.
They didn't light it on fire and watch it burn, right?
Well, kinda.
Well, no, they burned it seemed like they were burning your money, but it went into some executive's pocket. It was like, we'll figure out how to do this. Oh, dear God, like nobody went out and did it like a poll. They're like, hey,
No.
we build a train through here.
In theory, this was a great idea. A high-speed rail from San Francisco to Los Angeles. If it was actually ever built, it would probably be semi-successful. The problem was it didn't run down the coast. It was going to run inland. It was going to run through the prime farmland of California.
You could have run it right alongside the trains that already existed.
Yeah,
He's
going to replace the Amtrak train tracks with tracks that were going to like be able to support high-speed rail like they did on the East Coast.
Not even replace, just build it right next to it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, you go to the farm, like, hey, can we buy 6 feet of your farmland all the way along this train track? And they're like, yeah, sure, okay, 6
That was
feet,
a lot
sure.
more. That would have been a lot more accessible and acceptable than what they tried to do. I mean, at one point, this train
was going to tear down houses.
It was going to run from Fresno to Barstow.
Oh, that got shut down in a hurry, huh?
Yeah, because nobody really wanted to go between those two places.
Yeah, why do I want to go from here to there?
Exactly. I've been to both those places. You know, they're nice enough, but in Fresno, I'm not the right color for that. So,
and I got California itself. The only reason why people live there is because it's fucking gorgeous, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's beautiful. And that's, oh my God,
San Diego, the weather is 70 degrees like year round.
Yeah.
Rains maybe 2-3 times a year, and no humidity.
I was in SoCal when I went to California. I went to Disneyland.
Yeah, I've been there many times. Yep.
Yeah. And
I prefer Disneyland over Disney World.
Still haven't been to Disney World. But shoot, I remember once we went. San Diego is the furthest south one, right? Obviously,
yep,
I'm guessing.
I was stationed in San Diego.
All right. We were in San Diego, and we went into L.A. County. I don't know if San Diego's L.A. County or not.
No, San Diego County. L.A. County is like L.A.
Yeah, well, L.A.
Right by 5.
They say L.A. and refer to L.A. County like it's Los Angeles, the city. It's not. Compton is part of Los Angeles County, and we got lost in Compton.
Oh yeah, good times.
Well, at least this older black gentleman saw us looking around trying to figure out where we were, and he comes up to us, like waves us down. And I was like, oh, wonderful. This cannot be good in Compton, right?
He was
And
trying to help.
yeah, and he's like, hey, what are you
You
white
gotta
folk
go.
doing? Yeah, he's like, what are you white folk doing in here? He's like, dude, we're lost. We're trying to get to wherever it is we were going. He's like, all right, buddy. He's like, I'm gonna let you know you're lost. You're in the wrong neighborhood. The color of your skin might get you killed if you drive like 5 more miles that way. And we're like, what? He's like, yeah, dude.
Yeah,
He's like, this is the shit that you hear with like NWA. I'll say it. Niggas with attitude.
there you go.
The Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, MC Ren, Old Yeller, and Ice Cube. We're like, fuck the police and all that shit.
Yep.
And he's like, yeah, you're in the wrong area. But then we drove a little bit more and we ended up going through a border checkpoint.
Oh
And I was
yeah,
like,
they're not anywhere near the border either.
we're not at the border. And the guy at the checkpoint was like, what are you guys doing here? He's like, we're trying to get back to like her aunt's house. And he's like, oh yeah, where's that? And we're like, Orange County. He's like, oh. He's like, yeah, what were you doing in Mexico? He's like, we didn't go to Mexico.
We never made it there.
Like, we didn't even get close to Mexico. What is the border checkpoint doing here?
Yeah. And it's not just there, it's over in the west part of the state too, it's like hundreds of miles away from the border.
Oh my God. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'll admit that the weather in Orange County was amazing.
It is. The weather in Southern California is amazing, yes.
And you can go from Southern California weather to skiing
Yeah,
in a
within a
couple
couple of
hours.
hours.
Oh man. I mean, you could do that on the East Coast, but it's a lot more difficult. You got to drive like the Jersey Turnpike. Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've done that before, right?
Oh yeah.
Seems like there's no speed limits on the Jersey Turnpike, though.
There is.
Yeah, you say that. I've driven 100 miles an hour on the road for like 2 hours.
All right.
Nobody seemed to care, and cars were passing me.
So what do you think about this Democratic governor that signs a bill extending financial aid to legal immigrants?
Well, this is what gets me is Trump said we're going to take away Medicaid and Social Security from illegal immigrants because they're not entitled to it, et cetera, et
No,
cetera.
they're not.
And
No.
the Democrats are like, well, what's the point of passing the law? It's already illegal.
But they're doing it. California is bankrupt because they did that.
I think there's something like 14 states that have signed laws saying it's okay to do this. We're like, this is federal funding. If you guys want to do this with your own dollars, I
Yeah,
don't give
that's
a
one
shit.
thing. Yeah. I don't either.
Yeah, if California wants to pay illegal immigrants to fucking sit on their couches and jerk off, that's fine with me.
Yep, I'm fine with it too.
Just don't take my money to do it.
Exactly.
Hey, how's this? I don't want you to take my tax dollars to give to an American citizen to sit on their couch and jerk off either,
Hell no.
which is becoming a real problem, believe it or not.
So apparently Oklahoma's getting a lot of teachers from other states coming in
Oh my God, I
to
love
teach
this.
there. So they've come out with they got to take a test, the America First test, in order to become a teacher in Oklahoma.
Oh, this only applies to teachers that have moved from blue states.
Right.
So, all right, you grew up in Oklahoma, whatever,
You don't have to
become a
worry about this
teacher.
test.
Nope. But if you come from California, because you hate California so much because of the fees, the et cetera, what they're doing with all your tax money and the policies. And then you go to Oklahoma to get away from it. They're like, well, if you brought fucking California with you, we don't want you. And I love it.
Exactly.
Don't teach my kids that you can become a woman if you're a man. I like it. I like this. And you're like, oh, I'm gonna complain. Well, then don't go to Oklahoma and become a teacher, right?
Yeah, exactly.
On the topic of school, now Newsom is accusing these universities of, quote, selling their souls to the Trump agenda.
Oh my word. Governor Newsom, he's just doing a bunch of this shit to keep like his name in the headlights because he thinks that he's got a snowball's chance in hell of being elected as the next Democrat
President?
nominee for president. Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna I say definitely. He's testing the waters.
Most people don't want to have the whole nation look like California. The smart people, at least. The people that are paying semi-close attention to politics.
You mean I don't want people shitting in the street and wiping their asses with the American
Apparently,
flag?
that's not happening in San Francisco anymore. You know, that the new San Francisco mayor said this shit's got to stop.
Good for him, honestly. I'm still maybe this is the Democrat we need then, who's like, why do we want people taking a dump on the side of the road? Like, seriously, you want to be driving with your children on vacation in California, right?
Well, it's
And
not. No, this isn't driving. Most of the time you're in San Francisco, you're walking around. You're a tourist. You're checking out Lombardi Street. You're going to Alcatraz Island. You're going to the big pier down there where all the stores are and stuff, and you're walking through shit.
well, I just meant watching some guy as you're driving down the road taking a dump. But yeah, do you want your kids stepping in a pile of man dump?
No, fuck no.
And it blows my mind that they were not just condoning this, but supporting it. It's like
Yeah.
not only are we going to
Well,
let
they
him keep doing
support it
it,
by bringing out the poop patrol.
yeah, we'll have people come clean up the turds. That means the taxpayer dollars are picking up the turds. And by the way, there are plenty of public restrooms. And it would have cost less to build public restrooms or even put up porta potties and clean them out than
We had a viewer for a while on YouTube, and I got some comments.
he's gone already.
Yeah, he'll probably come back. WTF? What happened to your hair? Dollar Shave Club? The sir part, was that bearded oyster?
Actually, I used
I don't think Oklahoma when I think of scholastic superiority. Maybe I should. Most people, the smart people anyway, that's a stretch. That's all the
well,
comments.
this was Harry's, or not Harry's razors. I'm sorry. Nope, Jeremy's razors.
Oh, you're a Jeremy Razor guy.
Well, we subscribed to Daily Wire for like 5 months so I could like watch the movies. You know what I mean?
Uh,
And it came with a subscription for free for like 6 months.
so
And
you
I
got
had
all
a
kinds of razors saved up now.
yes, I wasn't shaving my face at the time, and I was just kind of doing my neck and this up here by the eyes, and I
Uh,
was just using an electric clip because it's only a little, and the neck you couldn't see it behind the beard. And when I drug a razor across my face, oh, let me tell you how good that razor felt, exfoliating my face. You know, it felt amazing, and I got some new Edge, the new Edge Pro gel I got. One,
uh,
there's no cap on the bottle.
yeah, I know.
It's got the twisty thing.
Yeah, I got that too.
Yeah, this is new to me. And I got the cooling sensitive skin because I hadn't shaved in like fully shaved my face in like a year.
Yeah, you
Dude,
do it
that
about once a year.
it was that was chilly, And I even slapped on some Old Spice aftershave afterwards to clean up my pores. It felt so good.
And how does the wife feel about you clean shaven?
She is kind of indifferent in terms of the way she's reacting, but my daughters did not like it, especially my 2 year old. 2 year old barely recognized me. She actually turned around and ran away.
So this is the first time you've done it since she can realize
Yeah, yeah.
it.
And I shave every now and then,
Yeah, I know. Like once a year. You do
yeah.
this about once a year.
And I'm gonna start doing it earlier in the year so I can enjoy the summer with my
Yeah.
face, and then let it grow back a little earlier when the
Yeah.
starts getting cold again. Maybe I'll just grow a beard to go hunting. I don't know, but
And here we are. We talked about this a little bit earlier about the Democratic Texas senator lawmaker who refused to sign her permission slip. So she spent the night in the Capitol building and it got cold in the Capitol building. And apparently she wasn't the only one that did it. There was like another male person in there too with her. So nobody really cares. um, and then we got this Democratic, she spent 24 hours in the state Senate because she refused the demand to have an escort by law enforcement. But then a Texas Democrat abruptly leaves the DNC after being called warned she's committing a felony. This is the lady that we talked about earlier that was recording herself on a meeting on Zoom in the bathroom. So,
Yes. And by the way, their bathrooms look a lot nicer than most bathrooms.
I wonder why.
Don't know if you saw the video of it. But here's the crazy shit: is there were people outside protesting like, "Let her out, let her." Like
She
she's
can
allowed to
leave at any
go.
time. She wasn't like being held captive.
No, and that's the thing is she's
She
worried about getting
chose to stay
reelected.
there. She chose a grandstand
And why do these people want to be victims?
because
Like,
she was a nobody before this. Now some people know her name.
well, the way I see it is you can either be a victim or a survivor.
She
And
ain't either one.
these people are choosing victim. And it bothers me. And here's the thing: it was self-inflicted, and people were like protesting. It's like she can leave whenever she wants. We just don't want her to flee the state because she has a legal obligation to perform a job. And Texas isn't like the federal government when like the House is in session for like most of the year. Texas House only convenes for like 1 week a year. That's crazy to me. And I get it. You don't need the Congress of a state always in session. They can come together and make decisions, a couple times a year. At least, oh my God, at least 2 or 3 times a year they should come together, I think, and be like, hey, anything new? No? All right, let's go home. Let's get back to our real jobs. And that's the way it's supposed to be, even with the federal government. You're supposed to, well, I say supposed to. You're allowed to do whatever you want. But the problem is it's become all doctors and lawyers in Congress. And originally it was like Smiths and people that worked with their hands and people that did jobs that were in Congress. And it's become a real issue. Because yeah, people like I said, Brian, like Texas the House is only in session for like a week a year.
And not even a year. It's like maybe a week every other year. They're not like a regular session. They don't have regularly. They're a part-time legislature.
Yeah, very, very rarely are they actually doing their job.
Yeah.
And that's the way it was.
They're normally doing their normal jobs.
Well, that's the way the federal government was written out to be too, was you'd get elected as a congressman, you'd show up, have your say, and go back to work as a
Yeah.
silversmith or something, right?
Yeah.
But now it's all doctors and lawyers, which is supposed to be the Senate, right?
Yeah.
But now you get to vote for Senate too, which I don't know if most people realize. I can, Brian, quick, do me a year check. When were the average American people allowed to vote for their own senators? Because it used to be the states picked 2 senators each. And now you get to vote for senator. Because that was who was supposed to be the doctor, the lawyer in the Senate. And it was supposed to be the Smiths and the farmers that were coming into Congress saying, yeah, no. The farmers where I live don't want this. But now you got doctors and lawyers showing up representing farmers. And it's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yep.
That number's about to pop up, isn't it? And it's just frustrating as fuck. I think as soon as they said you got to
It
vote for
was
Senate,
1913, and it was with the ratification of the 17th Amendment.
okay, 17th Amendment. I think that was a mistake, honestly. Now, that's what the law is. I'm not gonna break it, but how am I gonna break that law, right? But I don't know. I think I like the idea of the doctors, the lawyers, the not technicians, the engineers are senators, but the technicians, the farmers, the blacksmiths, the mechanics, or Congress, because the guy, shit, right here where I live in West Virginia, I am in the middle of fucking nowhere. And I know I've said that 100 times, but this is actually the second, not the nearest town to me, the next town over is building mountain bike trails, right?
Yep.
And they got a commercial out. It's like Webster County is the most remote part of West Virginia. And there's only 500 people that live in Cowan, West Virginia. So what, you got a fucking lawyer representing these people? Are you kidding me? No, you should have a coal miner, a lumberjack representing them, right? Who knows better what a
We got a
lumberjack needs than a
YouTube
lumberjack?
comment. Not in Michigan. Big Rats won't allow special election for a replacement representative for about 3 million people.
I don't know where Michigan comes into this. What did we say about Michigan?
I don't know, but Jeremy's razors are the conservative Christian shave.
Yeah, not sure what I think of the razor, honestly. My Mach 5, I think I got a better shave.
I still use Gillette too. So
yeah, I liked my Mach 5. It was expensive as shit though.
they're coming down in price a little bit now. They're not like. There's subscriptions you can get for them, and you can get them. If you're using them on a regular basis, you can get them pretty cheap. So,
by the way, when you read these comments, make an effort to give us their username too.
It's all one person.
It's still Mike?
Yes.
All right. I was hoping maybe the starving autist might be here. Just a guy I know.
No, he's not this time. And I tried to get the repeat offender on, but he's at work right now, and he said he couldn't do it. So
he's been on Facebook for a long time. Like, he hasn't been in Facebook jail, and neither have I. So maybe the Zuckerberg is actually trying to do less cracking down on speech he
or
doesn't like.
maybe you're saying less controversial shit.
Maybe. And I'm spending less time on social media in general because I'm just enjoying life out here.
Yeah.
Well, by the way, we are getting ready to start doing paperwork to buy the neighbor's house.
That already happened.
Well, they still live there and they haven't, they're just now starting to move out. We're getting ready to actually buy the neighbor's house because the mother-in-law still lives in my house.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, yes, wonderful.
I'm sure she listens to the show too.
Oh yeah, obviously. That's why I won't talk trash about her. Like how I almost knocked her out the other day because she threatened to spank my child.
Kathy does not listen to the show, so
No, the wife doesn't listen to it. She's like, oh, no,
she sees the Facebook show, feed shows up. She just comments on show titles and thumbnails, which usually are a little bit ridiculous.
And she's like, that's stupid. It's like, actually, this is like the news, believe it or not. It's raining dildos. How dare you? Like, they were falling out of the
when
sky.
somebody knew what the context was of the story, they loved it. Everybody thought it was a great title and thumbnail, but if you didn't know what we were actually talking about or what it was about, they're like, "Oh, this is not good." I was like, "Okay."
Or if you did, or at least if you aren't easily offended, you would have laughed and like, "How is it raining dildos?" And you would have clicked on it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Just like Noah Kaniga got us a ton of YouTube listens.
You got a big challenge ahead of you now. You got to beat 30.
Yeah, we gotta beat 30, dude.
That was all you last week. I didn't. Noah Kaniga was not my idea for a title.
That thumbnail was great though, with the hat that just said Kaniga.
Yeah.
And I've seen it everywhere since then. I was like, oh. All right. All right, Tulsi. Yeah,
yep.
What?
Go ahead.
Tulsi has stripped security clearances from 37 different intelligence officials. Not even a problem. half these guys at least don't work with the federal government anymore. And I understand.
No, but they still had their security clearances for some stupid reason, because this is what happens when you're in the upper echelon of the government. You get to keep your security clearance forever, and you keep
Forever.
getting your, it seems like it, and you keep getting briefings so you can go on CNN and MSNBC and talk about what you know about security and what's
You're
going
not
on in
supposed.
the government.
Whatever happened to need to know?
Exactly.
Uh,
I have no issue with this happening. I think it should be happening more often.
well,
I don't even
what
have
I
an
understood,
issue. I don't have an issue with Trump stripping Biden of his briefings, and his clearances.
you shouldn't get a briefing because you don't need to know.
Once you're the president, ex-president, you shouldn't be getting briefings. And, Biden was never going to get, once he didn't get reelected, he was never going to be in of public office ever again.
Back again. No, he's just
Trump had a chance, but Biden stripped him of his briefings. So some people say
yeah.
it's a quid pro quo thing, but I don't see it that way.
Well, here's the problem: is I understand security clearance, and you probably do too. You were
I
a
did too. I
photographer in
had
the Navy,
one.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You probably had an equal clearance to me. Top secret?
Hmm.
No.
I qualified. I tried, and I went to CASMAS for my top secret clearance. I ended up with a secret.
Okay. Well, that's still pretty good, right?
It worked for what I needed to do. Yeah.
Which is funny because in the Navy, a lot of guys. Let me bring up reactor again, right? How many times have I talked shit about reactor?
All the time.
Yes. I needed a top secret clearance even as a plumber in the Navy, honestly, but a pipe fitter, a pipe welder, a ship fitter, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Small engine repair. I had to have a secret clearance because I had to get into spaces, right?
Yeah.
And reactor would call me like, we need something, fixed. Like, all
Right.
right, put it in the log, whatever. When I get to it, I'll get to it. And they'd be like, this is a priority because it's reactor. And be like, all right, all right, I understand that argument. And I would show up and these guys would turn me away at the door. Like, you don't have clearance. It's like, bitch, I have higher security clearance than you.
And you do. Yeah.
Yeah. And they would get offended. Like, oh, yeah, really? I got confidential. I was like, I have top secret, motherfucker. I'm like, why do you have higher security clearance than me? I was like, because I need to be able to get into any fucking space on the ship and do an emergency weld repair.
Yeah.
You know? And like, well, you shouldn't be seeing this stuff. And then I would bring up the whole. And was I the only guy in the Navy who actually read the fucking rules? Because like, I need to get in here. Here's the problem: is it's need to know. I don't need to know what you're doing. That's okay. Take your documents and put a piece of paper on top of them. Okay. Now I can't see it.
Exactly.
But I can still gain access to your space to do a repair on the nuclear reactor. And they used to turn me away, and I was like, I'm carrying like 180 pounds of gear, 250 pounds sometimes, depending on what I was doing. Like sometimes I had to carry a bottle of gas with me to weld.
Right.
And they turned me away. And I'm like, I just went up like 3 ladders, crossed what do they call it when you crossed the center line? There's a word for it when you cross the center line from like port to starboard or starboard to port.
I don't know.
I can't remember. It was so long ago. Basically, I went up 3 ladder
He ain't
wells.
coming back anytime soon.
Yeah, and crossed over the ship, went down a ladder well, came back towards the center line, then went down another ladder well. You know what I mean? And you know exactly what I'm talking about to get around on a carrier.
Yeah.
And I was like, and this shit weighs more than you do. And you're going to tell me to go back to my shop?
Right.
Then I'd go back to my shop, and their chief would call me and be like, hey, I thought you were going to be here today. I said, yeah, your boys turned me away again.
Yep.
Oh, it drove me nuts. So I finally just stopped putting them on priority. I was like, nobody seems to give a shit. And then I got to the point where I made the chief. I was like, I'll be there at this time. And I was like, chief, I expect you to be there to let me in because you're,
idiots.
Yeah, your nuclear MM2 won't let me in. And the chief knew better. He's like, no, you have all the clearance you need,
Right.
But they're good for 5 years, from what I understand. Maybe 5, maybe
Yeah.
10. I think
5
5.
years for top secret, 10 for secret.
Okay. And dude, I almost went out and got a job when I got out because I would have had 3 more years top secret clearance. Almost got a job sweeping a hallway in a top secret hallway, like just
Should've.
sweeping the floor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you should have done it.
You know, I should have done it. I would have got like $50 an hour because who has top secret clearance to be a fucking custodian, right?
Nobody.
Yeah, and you still need one, don't you?
Yeah.
I could have worked in the Pentagon.
Been there,
And
done that.
well, I'm saying yes, you had an unfortunate experience there, but I could have been the guy sweeping the top secret areas of it because no one else is going to do it, and these guys getting paid through the nose. But I was at that time. I went to school for automotive at ATI, and I was hoping to use my welding and automotive skills to build racers and
Yeah.
off-road bikes, off-road vehicles.
Still can.
Yes, but
On
at
your
that
own
time,
dime.
yes, but at that time, the bottom fell out of the market. No one was building race cars and off-road race cars and
Maybe we can get a
race.
sponsor for the show to build a race car.
Dude, check this out. We can find a sponsor. I will build it myself, and I will put their name or their business across the hood.
There you go.
And shit, Tim Pool has a race car, dude.
I believe it.
He's sponsoring a race car. It's got his fucking show name on it. And NASCAR race car, not like some freaking nothing you'd ever heard of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Actually, it's awesome because about a year ago, his car actually won a race, like won a race. He was so excited. He's like, dude, everyone's gonna see the name of the show across the hood of this car, down the side of the car, you know?
Yeah.
Thing is, it cost him like $250,000
Of course.
to build a car, you know? I could,
Yeah.
oh, is NASCAR that really that impressive? These cars go from like 0 to like 180 in like 7 seconds, you know?
Yep.
And then they can go up to like 250 or something stupid. All right. Anyway,
Back on track.
yeah. When Biden apparently was doing this auto pen thing, I say Biden loosely, but Biden administration. One of his top aides in terms of intelligence is like, "What the fuck you guys doing? Like this is completely illegal. You
They didn't
can't
care.
just, huh?"
They probably didn't care.
Well, no, he was told to shut up and sit down.
Right. Exactly.
It's like, yeah, you guys can't just sign the president's name on anything you want. And it turns out we pardoned like a whole bunch of rapists and murderers.
Of course they did.
And it's not because like, hey, this guy, we should let him out. It was anyone who's convicted of this one crime, we should pardon. It's like, yes, this guy was convicted of it, but he's also currently serving like 37 years for rape and murder,
Right.
who's also let out of prison over it. And this guy, in this particular point, just spoke in front of Congress yesterday. And another whistleblower aide, he was actually not Karine Jean-Pierre, but the other guy that was the press secretary that would come out and speak. Remember him?
No.
Old white guy. Okay, he would come out sometimes instead, and he was all the time apparently. According to these stories, these articles that I'm reading, say, hey, this is like completely illegal. This is a felony. You can't do this. And apparently, this other underling press secretary, that whatever, number 2 or whatever. I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, only ever spoke to the president twice the entire time he was in office. But he was out giving interviews with MSNBC, which is now MS Now, and CNN. And at the time, he was like, "Oh yeah, he's sharp as ever." And now he's like, "Yeah, no. Everyone was lying their ass off." And we all knew this by just watching the president speak at the time, right?
Right.
And now this leftist group, and let me see if I can't find their name. Democrats have two serious problems, blah, blah, blah. Of course, I can't find the name of the company. Anyway, oh, Third Way. Third Way is this company that's trying to help the Democrat Party, I guess. But they've come out and it's like, you guys got to stop using these words. And they came up with 45 word list. Damn, this woke garbage. Like, and they made it sound like the average American was stupid. Like, well, they just don't
Right.
understand. And that's why.
Yeah.
But like, instead of telling people not to say, no, Democrats and their allies use an awful lot of words and phrases no ordinary person would ever dream of saying. The memo then divided those words and phrases into 6 categories. Here we go. For instance, therapy speak, uh, privilege, microaggression, and safe space, which is all part of the first category. And then gender orientation correctness, pregnant people, cisgender, dead naming, and patriarchy. The average person doesn't know what this means. Like, no, we know what pregnant person means. All right. We know what all this shit, dead name, we know what it means. We just think it's fucking ridiculous. As Brian's falling asleep.
No.
You don't know. It's just why didn't they say stop calling people Nazis? Because I guarantee you, you're not going to convince anyone to agree with you by calling them Nazis. Brian?
Yep.
Oh, dear God. Brian's falling asleep. Well, we're approaching 2 hours. We can skip the rest of this if you want to just call it quits.
I don't know.
Well, are you going to fall asleep on me and leave yourself live streaming for hours?
No, because
So,
you'll text my wife and tell her to shut her down.
I don't even know if I have her phone number.
Well, you can always send her a Facebook message. You got her on Facebook.
I don't think I do, but I could probably find her.
Yeah. So what's up with this list of 45 words?
That's actually what I just finished talking about,
All
Brian.
right, fine, sorry. All right, Dirty Media, The View. I thought The View was off the air.
Now, see, we talked about this before, Brian, and the wife mentioned it too. No, The View was not off the air. They took their annual vacation.
They take a lot of vacations. I wish I could
They're
get
back.
as many vacations as they get.
Yeah, well, I mean, you should probably swallow more. Anyway, The View, one of the co-hosts anyway, and let's see if we can find her name. Ana Navarro gave Melania Trump a bunch of crap for the letter she wrote to Putin about ending this war. And it's like, Mr. Putin, you can single-handedly restore the melodic laughter. In protecting the innocence of these children, you will do no more than serve Russia alone. You serve humanity itself. But instead, this is just a part of the letter. But instead of saying, oh, yeah, wow, you're actually trying to end this war, they gave her a bunch of shit talking about her husband. It's like, dude, she's trying to end this war. You're still flying their flag outside your house of Ukraine. Do you actually want to end this war? Do you want something to fight and argue about for another 10 years? And God, I always thought the first lady was off limits, but apparently with Trump, the first lady is not off limits. And granted, what's that?
Michael Obama.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, no, the wife's in the room. She goes, neither was Michael Obama. But no, nobody talked trash about Big Mike until years later, right?
Nope.
But after they started trashing Melania, that was when people started, hey, who's in charge, Joe or Jill, right? Dr. Jill. I'm sorry.
Right.
Dr. Jill, my mistake.
Yeah, Dr. Jill. She doesn't even have a PhD. She's got a special education degree that makes her a doctor.
An honorary doctorate in education. Dr. Jill. Are you kidding me?
What article are you on?
Well, I just did the View, and we're about to move on how MSNBC is no longer
MSNBC's done. It's done. It's going to be
Yeah.
MS Now. And they're going to
Yeah.
drop the Peacock Lobo.
Well, yeah, they say they're going to drop it. It's being taken away from them. NBC wants nothing to do with these guys.
Well, that should have happened a long time ago.
And now it stands for My Source News Opinion World. So there you go. Opinion. Opinion's the key word in that, right?
Yep.
I mean, you still got who's that Michael Knowles lookalike? With the glasses and the short hair, the woman. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm assuming she's a woman. Is that inappropriate?
Rachel Maddow.
Rachel Maddow.
I don't think she's part of it anymore.
No, they finally got rid of her. I thought she was doing.
She's already down to like one show a month, so.
I thought it was a week, but yeah.
Not a week. Definitely like a month.
And she's probably still making $10 million, $25 million a year. And that's the problem is nobody's watching mainstream news anymore.
Nobody cares about the shit they're talking about.
Well, because they're clearly full of shit, and the only people watching this are the boomers. And
I'm a boomer.
Are you?
No, probably not.
You might be an old ass Gen X.
I think I'm old.
I don't know.
Gen X.
I don't know though. I don't know when it came out. It turns out they keep changing the years of the generations.
Yes, they do.
Apparently, I'm Gen X again.
Congratulations.
So, am I a young Gen X or an old millennial? This is getting frustrating to me. I graduated in 2001. I thought that was supposed to be the millennial generation.
And what year were you born?
82.
You are not Gen X. I'm Gen X. So you're back to millennial.
Back according to whatever you're reading, I'm a millennial again.
It's AI. It's AI. It says 1965 to 1980 is Gen X. That's me. I was born in that range. I'm not gonna tell you when, but I was born in that range.
Probably at the very beginning, huh?
Fuck you.
Yeah, so you didn't see Kennedy get shot. But
Hell
they were
no.
still talking about it. I was alive when Challenger blew up, and I kind of remember it, but not really. You know what I mean?
I was definitely remember that shit.
What was that 86 Challenger or 87? I don't know. It was a long time ago. And what's even crazier is anyone younger than like 20 or 30,
they don't know shit. They don't even know about 9/11.
Yeah. Well, they at least heard about 9/11. You know, but they don't understand. That's what they. I was about to say, I watched it happen. Yeah, well, fuck my opinion. You were there.
I watched it happen too.
With
my own two eyes.
You're watching the jets crashing the towers, and you're kaboom in the Pentagon.
And I said, when we were watching that on the news, I'm like, this is fucking crazy because it'd be so easy to take out the Pentagon because the flight path to Ronald Reagan Airport goes right by the Pentagon every day. And next thing I know,
kaboom.
They happen.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be talking about this in like 2 weeks because we do it every year.
Ugh.
Well, hey, every year we make you tell you a story, don't we?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
We're going to make sure easier.
We're going to make sure that PTSD stays fresh for you, you know?
I'm trying to get that claim pushed through right now, so.
They're not giving you PTSD for being in the Pentagon when the terrorist attack
Not yet. But I just talked to a buddy of mine who was in the Pentagon with me that day, who gave me a whole bunch of extra shit to say on my next claim, which I have an appointment with the VSO on Wednesday, so I'm going to be talking about that shit. Because he reminded me of a bunch of shit I kind of forgot about. Like how I threatened to kill my supervisor with a gun that I owned.
Oh, God. You didn't even own a gun, did you?
Yes, I did. They took it away from me and made me sell it to another person in the command.
Is that why you don't own a gun anymore?
Well, right now, currently, yeah. And Kathy's not a big gun fan, so.
I understand not being a gun fan, but also understanding that where you live, Virginia, can be a dangerous area, right?
Yeah.
And you don't
You know,
even need to have a whole bunch of guns. You could just have a single get the fuck out of my house gun, right?
right. I used to have one of that, and it got stolen from me by people living in the house. So,
Stolen?
yeah, I had a shotgun, and it got sold to some drug dealer to buy more drugs for these people.
Okay, I used to buy drugs from someone I met from you. I swear to God, I never stole your gun, okay?
I know that. I know that. And believe it or not, he still lives in the neighborhood with his parents.
Oh, it was that guy.
No, no, he's not the one that stole the gun, but the person you're talking about still lives at home with his parents 30 years later.
His parents or his mom and his now stepdad.
Who knows? I don't care. I don't
Well,
talk to him. I
you
haven't
talking
talked to
about
him since that day.
you talking about the big breasted Asian woman that was
No,
married to
I'm
that
talking about Ray Ray.
oh, I thought we were talking about the other guy. The other
No.
guy that used to live with you and his mom
Well,
and her. Remember him?
yeah, we still talk all the time. He's on my
Well,
cell phone plan.
how's he? What? How's he doing?
He's all right. He's living with his brother, soon to be ex-wife, and 2 kids.
He still doesn't have his own place.
No, he's never gonna have his own place.
Oh, that's too bad.
He puts
And
all his
don't.
money in, all the money he's making a bunch of money off crypto. So
All right, because I'm assuming you know exactly what I'm talking about. That
uh,
because
yeah,
his mom,
I don't talk to
sh-
her anymore.
she got some tickle bitties, huh?
She did. She was a stripper.
Yeah, I still see her pop across my Facebook feeds. Like, you may know this person. I'm like,
I don't ever get that message
oh, and she's
anymore.
laying on her back with like her legs pushed up to her chin.
Oh, you're gonna make me try to remember her name and go looking for it
You want me to
now.
tell her you her first name?
I know her first name. I don't
All
remember
right.
now.
Yeah, and I can't remember the guy she was
Did
dating or
you friend
married.
her?
No, God, no. But dude, I remember I traded my bass guitar to the dude she was either dating or married to
Yeah,
for
they're
like
not
a
married
quarter
anymore.
pound of weed.
That's gone. That didn't last long.
Uh, yeah, probably because they moved into like her dad's house or something stupid, and I was still buying weed from him, and he had me put like money in a mailbox at like 6 in the morning and
Yeah.
take the weed. And her dad was like, "Don't, you got to stop doing this." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know who the fuck you are," because she would message me like, "You need to stop." I was like, "This is between you and your significant other, not
Yeah.
me." You know,
I don't remember her last name now, so
Hendrix, I believe anyway. Yeah, she's what, a Pacific Islander or something? Jeez, I haven't seen any of those people. I can't even remember the kid's name.
Michael.
Huh?
Michael.
Was it? Anyway. Oh, uh, more of the whistleblowers talking about Joe Biden wasn't there. Yeah, nobody knew this. Okay, excuse me. Uh, Joe was drowsy. He didn't know what's going on most of the time.
No, fuck no.
Uh,
It's common knowledge now, but they were hiding it for shit before.
it was so obvious, dude. And it was funny because on C-SPAN, you know, the live thing they do. Um, a guy called in and was like, it's like, I understand you guys are talking trash about Trump not fixing what's going on in Ukraine and Russia. He's like, what did Joe do? Like, he was asleep on the beach, getting pictures taken of him when this all happened, and he didn't get up and do anything. He just like, oh, whatever, I'm enjoying a day at the beach. And that's what he kept doing. And I have enough stuff to say about Trump that I don't like, but at least Trump's working and he keeps working, you know? I may not always like what he's doing, but at least he's putting the work in, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, all this takeover of what was it? 60 Minutes is on what
CBS.
NBC on what?
60 Minutes is on CBS.
Okay. Yeah, that's the Paramount thing, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, they're claiming now, at least one person came out. He's like, no, we didn't fire Colbert because of his politics. It was because there wasn't money coming in. And he's talking trash about how we got like paid off by Trump, whatever. He goes, no, it's the same thing with the 60 Minutes interview, and it wasn't paying off Trump. It was because if the 60 Minutes interview with Kamala Harris went to trial, how they edited that interview would have gone public during discovery. And I don't know how much you know about trials, but discovery is when you have to like give all your evidence over to the other side from
Yeah.
both sides. It's like, and then we had to show everyone what actually happened and how they actually adjusted this interview to make it look like Kamala Harris wasn't going unburdened by what has been. And her words salvage, like she would say 20,000 words and say nothing, And yes, they're like, yeah, we didn't need to deal with that we would have lost all credibility. We couldn't have put any news out ever again if it came out that we were altering an interview with a presidential hopeful.
Uh-huh.
Well, you're still looking shit up, aren't you?
Yes, I'm looking up Michael's mom. I got her last name from Michael.
Was I right with the name? Was
No,
that close?
I
My
sent it to
mistake.
you. You're close, but you had the age right.
Last thing, maybe it's on my phone.
Yeah, I sent it to your phone.
Nah, not in Facebook. Okay.
Anyway, I'm back to reality.
This podcast host, John Levitt, has said that these Democrat voters don't know. Democrat voters don't know what the party stands for. And
Uh-huh.
I'm asking you, is John Lovett the same guy I'm thinking of?
I don't know.
You remember John? Fat Jewish guy, very Jewish. He was hilarious. He was on everything in the early 90s. I don't know. Oh, he was the voice of Dr. Katz, the animated squiggle vision thing.
I'm looking for him.
I think it was spelled different. I think it's a different guy, just like Al Green from the Congress is not the guy who did Let's Stay Together. But he's saying Democrat voters don't know what the party stands for anymore. Because let's be real, what does the Democrat Party stand for besides I hate Trump? I think the other guy I'm thinking of is John Lovitz. I think that's
Here, I got it. I'm bringing it up.
well. Like, seriously, what does the Democrat Party stand for? Like, if I vote Democrat instead of Republican, what are they promising me?
Absolutely
Besides,
nothing.
I hate Trump. And by the way, Trump can't run a third term. So you can say I hate Trump, but like, great, Trump's not running,
No.
Problem was the voters.
I know.
And they never
That's all I
addressed
wanted
that.
to say.
The voters thought Joe Biden was too old. And when it comes to the attacks on Hunter himself, like, okay, what if we just stipulate for the hypothetical, like, yes, okay, all your business dealings were above board and legal. All your paintings were purchased by art lovers who loved the product and didn't know your name. Trump is worse. You were on the board of Burisma because of who your dad is. And that is what people hate about Washington.
That's 100% true, though. Like, the guy didn't speak the language of the nation, and he's on a board of the board of an energy company in Ukraine.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about influence.
Yeah, they were buying influence, just like with Hillary, with her Clinton Foundation, right?
Yep, and that died when she died.
Careful, dude. You might get you might accidentally shoot yourself in the back of the head twice, then hang yourself.
Yep.
All right, check this out. 88% of college students, apparently, I guess they're lying about their opinions about political shit because they may be ostracized or even physically attacked.
What?
So, what?
Okay.
Well, all these college kids, apparently, they're telling us all these college kids are super left wing. But they're lying their asses off because you're going to kick them out of school for disagreeing with you. Does it? So, and it led to terrible movies like Captain Marvel. But like, this is something I brought up before. It's like they're obviously going to lie to you about what they believe if you're going to refuse to interact with them anymore. And poll came out, 88% of these kids lying their asses off so they don't get kicked out of school. They don't get beat up for agreeing with Israel. They don't ostracize because they like Trump. If it's 88%, that means most people disagree with what these folks are telling us is what everyone agrees with.
Yeah.
I think
Exactly.
go figure, a bunch of 20-somethings are going to lie about their opinions because they're worried about not having friends anymore.
Right.
And here's the best part is most of their friends doing the same thing.
No, we're still doing the podcast.
We're old and set in our ways, dude. Oh,
We're going.
Brian's getting lectured. This is funny.
You want to be on the podcast?
I want to be louder so I can hear her.
You got lots to say about politics. You got lots to say about lots of shit. What about marriage? You anything to say about that?
Dear God, you just married her. She's saying don't get married. Ouch. Dude,
I didn't say that.
She did. Yeah, not you. Your wife that you just married. Like, don't get married.
We've been married 5 years. That ain't just yesterday.
Dude, I've been married longer, and I'm way younger than you. Actually, I'm coming up on 13 years.
Nice.
No,
Yeah.
14 years.
Yep.
Yeah, I got married in 11. Check this out. We actually tried. We got married in September of 11. We tried to do 9, 10, 11 because it'd be an easy date. But
Yeah.
apparently someone else had already picked, had everything reserved.
Of course they did. They hate you.
Don't you be disappearing. We're almost done. All right. Brian's got to drain it again because, you know, when you drink beer as part of your show, peeing comes up. But the feds just recently raided a Colorado place, household, I guess. And see, this is frustrating as fuck. I can read these articles on when I get them through another thing, then I bring them here. But anyway, dozens of Trendearagua folk just got arrested in I think it's Aurora, Colorado, but I'm not sure. It's a Colorado town, and it's the one that was in the news years ago with them taking over households, like entire apartment buildings. And the Dems kept telling us this isn't happening, this isn't happening. And feds went in and just arrested dozens of these gang members because apparently there's like some meeting of like higher ups. He's like, yep, here it is. It's definitely happening. Here we go. Let's wait for Brian for a second. Let's get his opinion. There we go. And he's back.
But you don't rent beer.
Yeah, well, yes, you rent beer, you don't buy it. Where I was saying was, remember when we were talking about the Trendearagua in Colorado taking over apartment buildings, and the left said it's not happening?
Uh-huh.
Well, this is when I brought up the argument that I was like, the Democrats will tell you it's not happening, it's not happening. And then they'll say, okay, it is happening, but it's only a little. That was actually something they brought up to JD Vance. Like, oh, it's only
Right.
like two or three buildings. It's like,
Right.
well, yeah, if it's your household, you might think differently. But it
Hmm.
goes from it's not happening, it's only happening a little, it's not a big deal, to yes, it's happening and it's good.
Yep.
Yeah, and now they went in and arrested dozens of these gang members during some kind of like higher up meeting in Colorado, kind of blowing apart their entire argument. And dear God, like, why would you want a bunch of gang members? Like, the fact that they're here illegally means that we should protect them, even if they're
Yep.
gang members fucking up your community.
They don't care.
Seems crazy to me.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, a judge just ordered Alligator Alcatraz to essentially close down.
Yep. They didn't
Yeah.
get permits
Well, they permits from whom?
from the
That,
federal government.
well, you're infringing on the wetlands. I guess is the argument. It's the fucking Everglades. They call it the Everglades for a reason.
And their justification is that it was built by the state, so they didn't need the federal government's approval.
Yeah, and like, okay, you don't have to like close down today. You have 60 days to. They have to. One, they're not allowed to take in any more detainees. So basically process out what you have. They're saying you can't. You have to shut down sewage. You have to
This is going
shut
to be
off your
appealed. This is
generators.
all going to be appealed.
So what do you want us to do with these people? Turn them back on the streets?
Pretty much.
Why is this the thing? Why
That's
why is putting criminals back on the streets the thing?
because it's anti-Trump.
So what? You'd rather just like what's happening in DC, you would rather people get carjacked, raped, and murdered
Yep.
than Trump do something.
Hmm.
Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous, isn't it?
Yep.
You're allowed to have your opinions on Trump, but like, hey, I'd rather just like when Bill Maher was like, if it's going to take a full-on depression to stop Trump, bring on the depression. It's like, well, hold on, you want millions to die because you don't want this guy to be in office?
Yep. Crazy.
What the fuck? But no, have you looked at the stocks today?
Nope.
Okay, you probably never check the market. Do you even have a portfolio?
A little bit.
You at least got a 401k?
No.
Oh, big mistake, buddy. Big mistake. I checked my fucking around, have fun, fuck around, find out stock account today on Robinhood. It's poop, it's spiking. Dow, I think it was Dow, or maybe I think it's Dow, not NASDAQ, spiked because the Fed chair said they're considering reducing interest rates. And even the Fed was like, oh, we're not going to do it because we hate Trump. And it's like, dude, like everything is doing really well in this country. And people keep talking about the economy sucks. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you bought a dozen eggs in the last month?
No, I got my own chickens.
Yes, you, Brian. The average person, like, are you going grocery shopping? Does it cost more?
Oh yeah.
No, it doesn't. My groceries cost less.
You're buying crappier products.
No, I'm just not buying from overseas. I'm supporting American businesses. And that's why my stock portfolio is doing so great. It's because as soon as Trump said tariffs, as soon as I dumped a ton of stock and took all that money and put it immediately into American companies.
Like your marijuana company.
Yeah, they're not doing awesome. Well, I didn't get True Leave or and Fern Leaf or whatever. But even right now, they're still up. They're not down. Shoot, I got this one digital currency, Bitcoin kind of thing that just today I made $20. In terms of net worth. If I sold it, you know what I mean? Today alone, I would have made $20. I'm gonna sit on it and see what happens.
Put it towards the show.
You know what? When I dump one of these, how is this? Next time I dump some stock because it's gonna fall, I will put a significant amount into our PayPal. Speaking of, if you've made it this far into the show, you should possibly consider donating some money to our show to keep it going. We have a
Yes.
PayPal account. Brian, what is it? And unfortunately, our name is too long for a PayPal account, so it's truncated.
I don't even know right now. I'm drunk. I have to.
We should come up with a new name, like just Jeffrey and Brian.
You
I think it's like
up...
the Jeffrey and Brian shoot. Or something like that.
It's got the SH on it. Fuck you.
But yeah, consider sending us like a couple bucks. We only what is it, like $120 a year we need or something like that? 108. Okay. We only need $108 a year to pay to maintain the show because Brian and I are doing this for free.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. You making money?
No.
Okay. This is coming out of our pocket. And what we've had, like you said, 2 donations. And one of those donations said he was going to give us a full year's whatever
I never did.
funding, and he disappeared years ago. And he says, like, I'm gonna do it. It's like, dude, it was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago now. I am tempted to buy a Bud Light Tall Boy and drink it though
because Ron said he'd pay for that.
Yeah, because exactly, the repeat offender said he would pay for an entire year if I would skull Bud Light. Which I'd never heard that term before, but I'm assuming that means pound.
Yeah. Shotgun it.
Well, check this out, dude. St. George's flag. I know, you may not know what it means.
I heard about it, but I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's the flag of England, the actual nation of England, not the United Kingdom. It's the white background with a red cross on it.
Okay.
Brian's got a cough going. Apparently it's racist in England. They're taking the flag down across the entire nation because it's offensive to people. They're like, why would you move to a country where their own flag offended you? And here's the best part, dude. The people of the country are so pissed off about this that they decided to take matters into their own hands. And no, not violence. They have started painting the flag in potholes because that forces the government to come out and fill the potholes.
Yeah.
But yeah, St. George's flag, it's the white background with a red cross across it. Apparently it's offending the people living in the country. And it's like, well, what? Just like the people here, it's like you come to this country, then say this country sucks. Then why did you come here?
Yeah.
Or you come here and wave your original nation's flag, your home nation's flag. It's like, well, if you love it more than here, then why did you come here instead of staying there? If that's better, why are you coming here?
Yep.
And it's because they're full of shit. And if you want my country to become your country, you could have easily stayed in your country.
Yep.
Well, you want the benefits you're getting out of our country because we're a better country, just like England is. And again, England's #1 name right now is Mohammed. You could have stayed in the Middle East if you wanted to, if you hated this country so much. Like what? And now some of these folks, don't get me wrong, are terrorists. They have arrested a whole bunch of people in England getting ready to set up explosive devices in crowded areas. But I'm going to assume that the average person moving to England isn't there to be a terrorist. I'm going to assume they want what's so great about England, you know? Then I don't know, man. Like, if you're going to move to a foreign nation because life's going to be better, maybe you should learn their language, right?
Yep.
Maybe stop saying my country was better because, like, well, then why the fuck did you come here? And I don't necessarily want to talk about the rest of this, honestly. We've been at this for over 2 hours, but I do want to bring up Sig Sauer.
Okay.
I am a very pro Second Amendment guy.
Yep. Pretty
I'm
obvious.
certain. Yeah, obvious. Sig Sauer needs to do something about the firearms. One, they have the P320, I believe it is being used as a sidearm in the United States military. Well, they don't have proper precautions to make sure you're firing your weapon on purpose. Well, a U.S. airman dropped his gun. And don't get me wrong, don't drop guns.
No.
But shit happens, right?
Yeah.
Well, it went off and killed another airman.
Okay.
And I think it was Michigan, maybe it was Missouri. A cop got into a tussle with someone, and their gun went off in their hip.
Yeah.
In their holstered in, went off and shattered this person's femur. And Sig Sauer has denied any issues with this particular firearm going off too easily. But you write him a letter or whatever, email him, and send them your gun. They will fix the issue. But that's because they'll fix the issue that doesn't exist.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. How many companies are willing to upgrade your weapon for free?
None.
Unless there's something wrong with it.
None.
And I've heard people say, "Oh, this is just going to convince these left wingers that they're right." And I'm like, yeah, I understand that argument, but at the same time, if you're having guns go off in holsters or for being dropped, you're just giving these guys, pardon the pun, but ammunition for an argument against guns. I think SIG needs to do something now, and the problem is SIG doesn't seem to care because they have a giant government contract, so they don't care what your average civilian buying guns says. Well, you're about to lose that contract if it's killing their own people by accident, right?
Yep.
So you better start listening to the civilian who buys your weapon, because they're going to stop buying your gun if they're going to shoot themselves from running in the woods. Yeah. Well, why would you be running with a gun on your hip? I don't know. Maybe you went deer hunting. You carry a sidearm in case shit gets weird in the woods. You're going to shoot yourself in the leg?
No.
So, I'm going to, like I said, I have my opinions, my views, but I'm still going to say, hey, you guys done fucked up, you know?
Yep.
Anything else you want to talk about? We can go through the military stuff if you want, but I got a feeling you're pretty much done like I am. It is shit. We've been at this over 2 hours already.
Oh yeah. I'm dying.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and kick it off then.
All right.
Brian, why don't we pinch off this giant turd?
You got it.